Mm-hmm. It's very true.
You're the first person to say that. Like, yo, I'm not. I want to be.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm not. Not right now, at least. I'm not
Listen. I had a period of time where I wanted to appear as perfect as possible.
there. Yeah.
It's not realistic, bro. It's not
Yeah.
realistic. I know, like, what made me a more perfect person, and I'm using air quotes, people that can't see me, is the fact that I recognize what I'm not good at.
Yeah.
I recognize the flaws that I have, and I at least actively try to work on them. You know,
Right.
like it's hard because you got to be honest with yourself.
Absolutely.
But it is 10 times. That is 10 times. It is worse for you to lie to yourself, because then you're gonna be lying your way through everything.
Right.
When do you really look at it for what it really is? You know, and a lot of people don't do that as well too. So but we here.
We
here. You know, a couple years ago I couldn't have said that neither. You know, but
that's growth. You know what I'm saying? That's really growth. But to still be open to like you said, there are so many organizations out here that are resourceful for us as Black men. I think in those areas, I don't think sometimes we take the necessary steps to go seek them.
Yeah.
Or maybe, like you said, first of all, seek it within ourselves, because we have to first seek help with ourselves first. We have to help ourselves first. We have to crawl before we can walk. A lot of us as Black men want to just run or sprint all the damn time, right? Like, sometimes if you run too much, you might clip your knee. You might split your knee. You might tear your ACL. And now really life has put you, in this predicament where now, instead of running or crawling or even walking, you're now somewhat can't even move.
Yeah.
So it's like, don't cripple yourself too early when trying to. And I think that's a shift that's happening within Black male culture, is that we're getting, even though mental health has become like the mainstream thing and everybody want to blame it on, I think it's a little bit too aggressive. However, I do still advocate for mental health, specifically for Black people and especially for Black men. We have to look deep. We got to understand where all this trauma comes from and everything, why we can't support ours the way others support theirs, even through trauma and turmoil. So I think that's big. I think what you said is big. So I think that's going into question number 3. And I think you touched on it earlier. Do we let our generational curses in our community of Black men hinder us from experiencing and realizing our true potential? What you got to say to
that? Well, I guess the generational curse thing is more of a personal thing, because you have to, for one, you got to actually know that you have to be aware of generational curses and aware of the fact that you have some as well too. So that's a 2-step process that a lot of people don't even get into.
Yeah.
Right. But on the other side though,
yeah, I know.
Tell me the question. Yeah, I'm about to say now. Tell me the question again. I haven't been wanted to say it, but I.
So when it comes to generational curses, do we continue to let our generational curses in our community of Black men, right? Just our community as Black males. When you've grown up, when you've seen and been around Black men, do you think the generational curses that have been bestowed upon us is kind of hindering us from realizing our true potential and maybe getting to the point where, hey, we can look deep within inside ourselves? Now, I'm not saying you got to be super duper heavenly emotional and cry all day, right? But there's a level of emotion that needs to be felt within a male soul, because men have emotions. We show it all the time.
So is it hindering us? Yeah, I mean, definitely. Like, that's what curses do.
Right.
You know, I think you just I think you just have to. It's a lot of just about just learning yourself. Because I mean, I could go down my list. You know, I've had, I would say at least 2 generational curses that I've like attempted to break myself, right? And
That's great.
you break them, but then you kind of create new one.
New
Like,
one.
I don't think there's ever, so actually that's what I was saying. I don't really think there's ever a time where we're going to be breaking them and they're not going to be new
Other
ones
ones.
forming, and
Wow.
it's not going to hinder us there too. I say
Talk
that because,
to
like,
us.
like I said, my father as well, right?
Right.
My
Right.
my parents were they were strict, but not too strict.
Right. Right.
I'm not as strict as either of them, right?
Right. Right.
So my kid is not gonna probably might not be strict or might be too strict based on what I didn't do, which she might feel is a curse. So
Oh.
what I might think I'm giving her as a gift might not be, oh, I wish my dad was a little
Ooh.
more, you understand? So
Okay.
it's a constant cycle. It's just about are you
So it's
being
like
aware
an
of it.
infinity thing in
Yep.
a sense where I get, oh wow, I didn't even think about it like that. Like if
So,
I'm
it's
giving you this gift,
mm-hmm.
because maybe in our ancestors' mind, generations back, they were giving us gifts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Where, oh my god, that just kind of just whoosh,